Hi, everyone. Today is going to be a quick how-to on how to go about using one of my personal favorite resources to find a therapist or mental health professional in your community. Um, Again, while we do offer some great things at Embrace Now, if I don't say so myself, our online coping courses, our learning community, our website, our social media content is not considered therapy or a replacement for therapy. The most individualized, nuanced, specific to you support that you will get for whatever it is you're going through is therapy. So, with that being said, a mission of mine at Embrace Now is kind of helping folks even know how to go about looking for a therapist that works for them, both for what they're dealing with and for affordability. Um, so let me share my screen on one of my favorite ways to go about this. So I'm going to just go to the home screen of Psychology Today. Here, it's important to note you can find, in addition to therapists, psychiatrists, treatment centers, or support groups. I personally today am going to focus on showing you a bit on how to find a therapist. So I'm putting where Embrace Now's headquarters are, just as the area code. So this initially is going to spit out all the therapists in your area. The filters is why I love this platform to find care. And this is how you navigate it. So issues, this is gonna show a very large list. So click on things you might be dealing with. So let's say anxiety, because that's a common one. So now we're seeing anxiety therapists in my area. Insurance. So this shows most common insurance carriers. So you can click whatever insurance you have if insurance is something you really need for the affordability of a therapist. If you don't click this, you may wind up finding a therapist that's out of network, which means they don't accept insurance, but they may provide this documentation called a super bill that you could submit to your insurance for out-of-network benefits. So I'm going to do another video next on how to navigate out-of-network benefits if that's something you're interested in looking into if your plan has. But for the sake of it, let's just say, I have United Healthcare. So let's click that. I may have a preference for the gender identity of my therapist. So you can choose that if you prefer a specific gender identity. Types of therapy. This is a bit confusing because you might not know what type of therapy you're even looking for. This, I would say, either if you really have no idea, you can leave it blank. What I will say is my content, if you feel that it seemed a bit helpful, this little informational taste of my content and skills that I use tend to kind of grab from acceptance and commitment, cognitive behavioral, compassion focused, dialectical behavior, and exposure response prevention and prolonged exposure might be. There's not one for just exposure therapy, so any of those that say exposure might be helpful. Okay. Age, who are you looking for care for? So If you're an adult, you would click adult. If you're 65 and over and want someone specialized for that age group, you can click that. If you happen to be looking for someone younger, you can click a younger age group. Price, you can select sliding scale if you'd like a price based on your income, or different brackets of pricing. This really will come into play if you're not selecting your insurance. So if you're going to look for potentially that out of network category, you can use this to filter who may be in a out of network kind of private pay price that feels doable for you. And then there's more. You can choose if you'd like someone specialized in your ethnicity or racial identity, in your sexuality identity, if you have a language preference or a faith preference for your therapist, you can use these extra filters. So that is kind of a how-to onto generating that list. Once you generate that list, you can look through, read the provider's bios, and see if anyone feels like a good fit. And then there's forms built into Psychology Today that you could fill out to inquire with that therapist, or you could call or email. Usually that's linked on their Psychology Today profile, as well as sometimes their website is linked, so you could check out their practice further. And again, that's just an overview on how to potentially use Psychology Today specifically for a resource on finding a therapist. Just always keep in mind, if you're feeling like you're in a crisis state, that you need immediate professional mental health support, you're feeling like that 10 out of 10 crisis level, or having thoughts of harm to self or others, please, please, please skip that step of Psychology Today and call 988-911 or go to your nearest emergency room. Let me know if this was helpful, and definitely try to use it to find that individualized care for what you're going through, in addition to using Embrace Now's supportive coping resources. Thank you.